Now, Rod, let's talk about the migrant crisis and Keir Starmer's completely incoherent plan to solve it. You know, I'm not the only one. People keep screaming at him, all, including his new head of the Border Security Command, Martin Hewitt, that smashing the people smuggling gangs will not solve the migrant crisis. You have to stop the migrant.
No.
If you arrest all the people smugglers today, there will be new ones tomorrow, and yet he carries on banging the same drum, has done so this week at this Interpol summit in Glasgow. So he says, yeah, I'm going to smash the gangs, that will solve the crisis. And then the next day he reveals, that little project will involve him renegotiating Brexit to allow British cops onto the continent. So it can't even get past go, this plan. What can persuade this idiot that smashing the gangs won't work?
Because they had 4 years, 5 years of being able to go on Question Time and any other show you want to mention, and being able to say, these people are human beings, and without giving any thought whatsoever as to what the consequences of unlimited numbers of people coming into the country might be, we have to start thinking of these people as human beings. And the moron audience in Question Time, and it always is a moron audience at Question Time, would applaud and cheer. And they were able to get away with that obfuscation for years and years. There was never a plan. They never had a plan. They opposed anything which could be called a plan. You know, initially, entirely they opposed the Rwanda plan, for example, even when it was shown to have worked, when it was revealed that the asylum seekers weren't coming here because they were deterred by the fact they might get sent to Rwanda. And of course, now Starmer et al. Have decided that St Helena might be a place to send asylum seekers, which actually is Social Democratic Party policy. But that hasn't happened yet. Yeah. He has a Secretary of State in place who is utterly inept, and that's Yvette Cooper, who seems to just paddle around in the channel as like a 5-year-old who's lost her Mr. Men armbands, and just doesn't have a clue what she's doing. Obviously smashing the gang. Sorry, go on, Kev.
I was going to say, when Keir made this speech in Glasgow 2 days ago, was it yesterday? That's the first time he's mentioned the migrant crisis, I estimate, for about 3 months. I'm not sure she's ever mentioned it, certainly not since about July. She's the Home Secretary. She's in charge of it. I mean, as I said earlier, to call their plans to solve the migrant crisis incoherent is to do them a big favour. This is absolutely pathetic. It's not going to work.
They don't have any plans, and they never did have any plans, because any plans involve being a bit tough, and they could never bear to be a bit tough all the way through the time that the Conservative Party was in office. Because it made them look as if they were being unkind. Because all you have to say, you go on Question Time, all you have to say is they're human beings. They've come a very long way. They've come a very long way, you know? And everyone applauds. Everyone applauds. Oh, they are human beings.
Yeah, they're escaping they're escaping war and torture. What, in France?
Yeah, whereas, you know, actually, people who do want to control the number of migrants coming into the country do understand that they're human beings, you know? If they were potatoes, there'd be no problem. We could make them into chips or something. But they're not. They're human beings. And we know that. But something tough has to be done. And Starmer and Cooper do not have a clue as to what that should be. And we will be in the same position if 4 years from now Starmer's still in office. It will be the same thing.
Yeah, this is, you know, I'm not in politics, but if I was, you know, and I was in a position to be able to do so, I would do one of two things. I'd start turning the boats around and taking them back to France, and to hell with Macron and the diplomatic consequences, and or you know, I take those accommodation centres that they use, the former barracks and Air Force bases, and I'd turn them into detention centres where, because they broke our laws getting into the country, they would be charged, put into court and deported. So I would come up with a plan that would deter migrants from coming here, just like they did in Australia. You come here against our laws, you can't stay. End of. That would work. Why is it that no politician in Westminster of any colour, doesn't matter whether they're the Lib Dems, the Labour or Tories, has got the guts to do this? And if they did do it, why don't they realise that would make them supremely popular?
Well, it would be extremely popular, and we have plenty of facilities. You know, we don't have to send people to Rwanda. We have plenty of facilities which we could put people in right now, you know, with a little bit of work on the infrastructure, and it would be a deterrent. You may be underestimating Sir Keir Starmer, though, because the one thing which will deter asylum seekers from coming here is the notion that the UK isn't a very nice place to come to. And so Keir Starmer is certainly working his way towards making that a reality for all of us.
It's his ongoing project.
It's his ongoing project. Agent Keir, and he's doing all this to deter people from coming to Britain. The budget was to deter people from coming to Britain, etc., etc., etc. There is no plan within the Labour government for the asylum seeker issue to be resolved. None whatsoever. And there will not be. They don't think it's important.
Oh, dear. Well, on that bombshell, Rod, we'll adjourn.